In Norman's studio, we learned to paint from the general to the specific. So rather than defining the object, discover the object. While moving through space and orienting yourself in space, suddenly things appear. You start with a blank page and build using planes, the movement of light. As Norman said, light, movement, and texture, creating shape in space. You move around, you continue to evolve. That's what we learned in the studio, not to be static, not to be confined to identifying the object, but rather to observe. Through observation, you can see and learn to see. Suddenly you see more, and then you can adapt to that so that things can evolve, and that all of your feelings and all of your thoughts and all of the different things that you're feeling about what you're painting, about your subject and your relationship to it, can emerge on the page. Things are not static in life, and it's the dynamism of life that we learned in Norman's studio, not the static representation of life. Every day in Norman's class, things were different. It was always a new lesson. One day in class, Norman set up a few easels and analyzed for us how to paint the head in black and white pastels. He talked about planes, about texture, specifically impasto, paint on top of paint like Van Gogh. And he talked about the architect and the musician. The architect analyzing the form of the head with planes moving through space, using lines and planes as a way to build. Then comes a musician, with the movements of light, of darkness, and more darkness, with the form emerging out of the collision of these two elements. And from the dance of the musician and the architect emerges the head. Norman made this pastel as a demonstration in class. I digitally drew on top of it to share one piece of that lesson.